Good morning, it's Thanksgiving morning. I'm out here feeding the horses in the barn. I'm gonna put together some videos. Two different trips, so I'm gonna just combine them. One's Tutt Creek, we rode horses in. I picked up a couple sheds, but I already did a video on that one, so I'm not gonna make it a whole long video. And the other one, I've always wanted to go to Alma Mesa. And we're gonna do an overnighter, and it was gonna be a great trip, but there's no water for the horses down low. So we just ended up doing a day trip, and it was a fun trip still. I want to try Alma Mesa again, but go to the more southern trails. And I'll put those together, but have a good Thanksgiving. Today's Thanksgiving. We were both scouting those for my dad's hunt. So my phone camera broke a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, so I've been having a hard time recording things, and I would have to try to use the selfie camera or the camera on the front side of your phone, and it was really hard to film, and I tried, and so I'll put together the footage I have of those two trips, but it's not the best because my camera was broken and I could only use the inside camera. All right, me and my dad are scouting out on 27 still for his hunt. Brought the horses. We're going to Tutt Creek Trail again. We're gonna go a little farther this time, but I'll show you this view. The sun's coming up. We got the fog. Headed down to go ride in the blue. But it's really pretty view with all the fog. Got a little rain last night. Here's my horse. Saddling up. We just got to the trailhead. Tutt Creek Trailhead. I've been here once before with John. Still a little foggy. Alright, I'm gonna finish saddling up. Alright, we're all saddled and ready to go. Tutt Creek Trail. We're gonna head down the trail. I don't know how much of the trail I'll show you. I already made a video on Tutt Creek Trail where we saw some deer, whitetail, mule deer, picked up a nice elk shed. So you can watch that video if you want to see more of this beginning trail. This time we're going farther, so I'll show you more of the older trail farther back in. Alright, I made it to the pass where me and John made it. But instead of heading back towards the mesa, I'm headed towards Jones Park. I jumped up some mule deer. I got a video of them. Nothing big in there. I don't even know if there's a buck, maybe a little tiny one. And I'm up the hill and over towards Jones Park. Here's my view. Those deer just went over that little ridge right there. Still got some fog. Hasn't burned off. It's a real nice day though. There's a little bench I'm headed towards. Fairly rough getting there. Hopefully it won't be bad once I'm there. But the blue is always steep, rough country, but beautiful. There's gotta be some big bulls or bucks hiding in here. I just found my first shed. There's elk sign everywhere and I could smell them. And would have been a heavy one. Hopefully we could find some more. I just got to the first part of the bench. I found an old deadhead. Same bench I found the other shed on. I couldn't get to the other part of the bench. I need to go down then back up, not across a huge canyon. So I only hit half of that little bench I wanted to hit. But the trail's been good, Tutt Creek Trail. I'll show you a little bit more scenery here. I hit the trail again and I'm headed back up to where we left the horses. This is Cleveland Spring. I see a little bit of water and some moss. I bet if you go a little farther up, there'll be more water. And it's on the map. This is a canyon the trail goes along. And Foot Creek down there is full of water. It's running good. I could hear it and saw it. Is that Bear Mountain straight across? No, maybe. I think it could be. So I did jump up a couple of bulls. One looked like a good mature bull, and the other one I could just see it had antlers, but there was sign everywhere up there. And it was a nice little area. Hard to get to, really hard. I should have stayed on the trail longer and gone around and down to the bottom of Foot Creek and then up that little ridge. And it would have worked great. But oh well. Next time that's the way I'll go. I'm just taking a little break. Trail's still really good. Here's a map of the area with the trailhead there on your right. And that first green circle that pops up is where I wanted to go, never made it. The next green circle is where I did go, and that's where I found those sheds and those bulls were hanging out. The X is where I parked the horse. We drove 2.5 hours and now we're going to start our ride into the blue, an area I haven't been into. So we'll see how it goes. There's my horse, say hi. There's my dad ahead of me. There's a peak over there. Starting to open up a little bit, and we've seen a lot of rubs and signs. There was none for the first mile. There's Horse Mesa right there. And Little Blue Canyon. So you rode down, we're in the Little Blue. There's no water and I'm looking for some water. I found some, but I don't think the horses could get to it. It's in that little canyon. And I scared something out of here. But I'll show you the water. It's a decent little flow. And we may have to ride back up if we can't find water. There's the flow. A nice little spring. And it flows. But it's in a steep canyon. I just don't think the horses could get in here. It's pretty steep. And the water's down in there. That's the problem. Since we can't find any water, we're just gonna not camp here. Camp at the truck. We brought water for the horses in the truck just in case. But that means we can't spend much time way back in here. But I'm gonna climb up on this ridge. It's steep and rough, as always with me. And go walk this bench and see if I can find anything. I'll show you a view. You go up farther up this canyon to my right and you'll hit Bear Valley. And there's a Little Blue. And there was water farther down. But it was through a fence and I just couldn't get the horses to it. You see the trail right there. And a hawk. That was cool. That is a cool rock formation I found. I like it. My dad's down with the horses. I'm still working my way up this ridge. All right, let's go. I think I just found a bear den. Look at this pile of bear poop and that little cave. Watch. Look at that pile. It's a big pile of poop. And then a nice little cave. I think it's a little bear den. Hibernation spot. Hang out. Hopefully he's not in there. It is a pretty deep cave. Look at it. As I stuck my head in that bear den, something jumped up on the other side of those rocks. It scared me a lot because I'm like, what? But it wasn't anything, or I didn't see it. There was no bear in the den, but it smelled like one. And I'm on this nice little bench. See if I find a shed. The bench was real dry, no grass, no sign. Headed back down the canyon and worked my way back to my dad. I found a cool Rocky Mountain maple though. It's really pretty. I'll show it to you. Changing color, it's just beautiful red. I found some nice big puddle of water. It's deep, it's clear. And I think there's a bear here because there's fresh sign, bear sign everywhere in here. There's lots of water just flowing through here. Got some pretty oaks changing colors. We're gonna head back up and see if we could see anything up on the mesa. All we see down here is bear sign and cows. Lots of pretty oak leaves though. We're back on top now out of the little blue canyon. And it's just grassland like this, Alma Mesa. With a bunch of cedar country. Opens up a little bit right here, but it's pretty thick in here. Hard to see. Horses are loaded and it's ready to go. They're eating hay. They're happy. Alright, so that was a long ride. We decided not to camp down there at Little Blue just because there's no sign. I jumped up a bear, I think. There's fresh sign and I scared something. And there's a lot of bear sign, but deer and elk sign is very little. And there wasn't much water for the horses. It wasn't any good water. They didn't even want to drink it. So we ended up coming back out. Alma Mesa, a little bit of sign again, but it's so thick it'd be hard to hunt. Can't see very far. Maybe if it was the rut. This is the trailhead. There's no sign or Forest Service. That's a state line right there. I'm in New Mexico. That is Arizona. Entering game management in 27. And it's a blue primitive area, but same thing as a wilderness. And we didn't see much sign in there though. A good trail, fun ride, 9 miles we rode. Alma Mesa is a place I wanted to go for a long time. We started there on Keller Trail and rode across the mesa into the Little Blue Canyon. Elk sign on Alma Mesa and Little Blue. There wasn't a lot of water, not enough for the horses or where the horses could get to, like I said. Right there where the X's, that's where the bear cave was. Where the green circle was is where I hiked around. That's right where we parked the horses, where the new green circle is. And it's a really neat area, and I think it needs more exploring. I've only been in there once. I've heard of giant bulls hanging out here on Alma Mesa. So next time I go, I either want to go north of Keller Trail and hit that area right in there, or I want to go farther south. And instead of being here in Little Blue, go down here where it says Alma Mesa. There's a couple trails down there. And hit the Little Blue Canyon over here on the Horse Mesa.